Hi, Haem.
Hello, Rebecca.
Scott. Hey, all
Hey
right, I love
guys,
it with the bow tie.
I love the bow tie.
this is literally the most dressed up I've been in 2 months, and I am in fact wearing track pants. I spent the morning doing grade 2 homework,
Oh, wow.
so I actually put this on for that too, so the kids can feel like I'm a person of authority. Didn't work. Wind it sideways.
Wind it sideways. I like it. Okay, well, listen, thank you for joining Haem and I because we really like getting into it with these Zoom calls and inviting different people to chat with us. And I saw your recent announcement, and so I just wanted to say that was amazing. And so this is Scott and Nina from Buffer Festival, and why don't you just tell us about the festival and about the announcement?
Buffer Festival is a film festival for YouTubers. Is the simplest way to say it. We don't go to market with that message because YouTube doesn't sponsor us for enough money. I hope you're listening.
Digital video creators.
Yeah, digital video creators who come and premiere live, never before seen videos in a theater setting with their audience. We do it over 6 screenings, doc, comedy, music, short films. What am I missing, Nina? Oh, this year animation, which will be really exciting.
Oh, nice.
I always forget one. Anyway, screenings, and then we close with a big award show, an awards gala at the end of the festival. It's all been really wonderful. We have about 6,000 people every year, but this year we signed a deal in early 2020 to co-host the festival with FanExpo, which is 175,000 people over 4 days. We're also going to be taking a bit of that Buffer theater experience and bringing it into FanExpo. So we're taking 10,000 square feet inside that FanExpo to activate creators in other ways. Panels, podcasts, how-tos, DIYs. Hopefully
That's amazing.
hopefully a concert. So it's really
no panels, Scott.
Inside FanExpo. I don't mind. Anyway,
I'm surprised they even
It can
have
be
that room.
fun one.
They have
FanExpo is bananas.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool though. We're going to have a live comedy night, like a Buffer After Dark. We're going to do a bunch of cool stuff and really bring the experience. So it's like combining VidCon and Buffer together.
It's a whole lot of stuff for fans, basically.
It's a whole lot of stuff.
Experience.
Tons. And we don't want to do anything boring. Everything will be keeping in the spirit of Buffer. We'll never put a creator behind a desk to sign an autograph while people queue up and wait for them for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We want it all to be about their content that they're doing and that they're proud of. And we'll still always invite Buffer creators as opposed to pranksters and those people who are great and they have their own space, and that's wonderful. But, we like filmmakers and artists and musicians and talented folks, and it's going to be fun.
I think that's amazing that you've done that, and it seems like an amazing fit. And I'm thinking a lot about your brand partnerships and how you've been able to work with them, and how you're remaining to work with them. Like, I don't know, Nina, maybe do you want to speak to that, or just about how you've been able to keep them or reassure them that the event is going to happen one way or another? How are you planning for this with your brand?
Yes, sure. So, I mean, like I said before, I think it definitely has been a challenge, just because a lot of brands were, in general, hesitant because they were unsure of what was to come, and they didn't know where they should be allocating their marketing budget and what the world will look like during this and of course after this. One of the amazing things, since Scott and I started at Buffer is that we have really built a lot of great relationships with some awesome partners like LaCie, like Henry's. And what they have really done is, actually, Scott, you might be able to chime in on the Henry's front, because Scott deals with that account. obviously we've gotten a ton of support from them in terms of this partnership, and they're really excited to see what happens, you know, whether it's this year or whether it's next year. But really remaining, actually, Scott, do you want to jump in here really quickly in regards to Henry's?
Sure. I think, you know, the conversation with them especially has been, let's just all remain open-minded. You know, from a Buffer standpoint, we're not going to ask you for money today because we don't know what we can sell you, quite frankly. And you don't know, you're a retail store, you're closed, you don't know what your budgets are, but, you know, just a real dedication and reaffirming that they believe in what we're doing and we are going to be a part of their roadmap forward. And we're thankful for them. So we've been including them in our communication even now, even though there's no deal in place. So it's forcing us to work with our close partners in a real spirit of partnership. Nobody's really promising anybody anything.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to personal relationships that you've built with these people, and they're trusting you and you're trusting them. Faskin, Epidemic Sound, the same way. It really takes a level of just open-mindedness. And the truth is we're all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know, we don't know.
I think if we were to summarize what you're saying, you know, because just a bite-sized advice for brands who are also not very sure about where this is heading, I think that's some great advice about staying open-minded and keeping communication lines open and just being optimistic about things.
Yeah.
I
and
think
be honest. I think, you know, a lot of people are reserving their real opinion about what they're feeling. Like, you know, the truth is you don't know. You don't know if you'll have a job in 2 weeks in some instances. And there's the one thing this has done that I find a little bit refreshing is everybody's a little bit more honest because we know we're all in this together. Right. So if I have a call or I'm having a conversation with somebody, and a lot of our partners I reached out to, how can we help? Can we help? Can we do something?
Yeah.
You know, everybody's just being really honest. Is Buffer Festival going to be live in person in 2020, August 27th to 30th? You know, the answer is honestly, I don't know. I probably won't know for a couple of weeks. You know. I was
on a call with a client just the other day, huge liquor brand, and it was the first time this wasn't a past partner, this was a new partner, and I remember talking to him being like, I don't like, this is what's happened, you know, we have this amazing new partnership, but I gotta be honest, I don't know if this is going to sort of, you know, happen for this year. And, you know, we were kind of going back and forth, and he's like, I don't know. Like it was a very honest conversation about, I don't know if we'll have the budget to do this. And, you know, me saying like, well, what about a gift in kind? And I think it's really understanding, you know, what that partner is looking for and how can we help each other during this time. I don't think it always comes to a crazy amount of money. I think it also comes to, you know, really building on what you already have and sort of being partners and like Scott said, being in this together.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
And I know that for me with, you know, most of my business is it's events and, but more on the conference side of the event. And a lot of them are, you have to take a plane to go there. So, you know, I think that's also the worry is like, when things do kind of go back, or as you start to be able to plan for things like logistically, like travel, how, if companies are going to want to invest in sending teams to the, you know, events that are conferences that are far away. And I don't know how much of your traffic comes from people that are, you know, out of the country. I don't know, but
from a creator standpoint, like 80%, right? Like that's going to be the real challenges for us creators creating their videos. And then can we get them here? I mean, we're having all these discussions internally now. And I don't, you know, the truth is Buffer's not going to look the same this year as what we want it to be. It'll probably, if we can get together, great. It'll be a stripped down version or a different version. We are looking at virtual options, but I don't think that, you know, it's not going to be the same this year because of what you said. Who knows about flights? Who knows about hotels?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes on around it. Logistic company, linen companies that support the industry, AV companies, who knows?
Yeah. And I had a fun question based on this. I mean, I know we're nowhere close to teleportation, unfortunately, but based on this scenario, I've seen a lot of technology emerge that is helping people connect and, dealing with this situation. So is there any technology that suddenly strikes you as, oh, this could be fun, or this is something I'm excited about to bring to live events that has emerged from this situation?
Yeah, I'm gonna name one specifically, and this is not a paid ad, and they're not a sponsor of Buffer. I recently got introduced to a company called Stage 10, which provides a platform to creators, and it basically gives them control of their own studio, where they can pull in different camera feeds really easy into a screen. There's graphic overlays they can sell directly from the screen. It's really cool. We're looking at doing some Buffer things over the platform this year. I think the emerging technology that's really going to help, and we were already coming there, is the democratization of ability, right? So platforms that can make things simple and easy to use for everybody, where YouTube turned everybody into a filmmaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're now seeing technologies emerge that are turning everybody into a producer, into a live show director.
Yes.
I think we're going to see all of that stuff emerge and come forward, and I'm excited. I am excited about that. Anytime we can democratize stuff and put power back in people's hands, I'm excited.
Yeah. I was just going to say, anything that keeps content flowing and creativity, and we at Buffer, we stand for that. We always put content before celebrity, and it's really amazing to see what people come up with during even times like this. Like, I've seen some awesome creative stuff online. I don't want to say it's technologies, but it's just new ideas emerging from people who are just bored or taking up new hobbies. And
I saw something new. I saw something new that I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was a couple of kids playing in the backyard with just sticks. And I thought, that is amazing.
Yeah. Like, nostalgia.
Yeah.
Refreshing and new. But you're right. Like, people they're getting creative, and they have to, and this is what we need.
Yeah, I think the one thing I'd like to really see come out of this is, there's always, the arts community always gets their nose turned up at them a little bit, especially, homemade creators and people on TikTok. People don't consider them true artists. We hear that a lot. Hopefully they've been exposed now to a wider audience of people where that can go by the wayside. I mean, these people are super talented, super creative. I'm watching TikTok videos now, and I have no idea how some of these people are doing this stuff. It's incredible. But support the arts, because without it right now, we'd all be playing with sticks in the backyard.
No, and I think one after effect of this will be, like, especially for events like Buffer Fest, the crop of people who are creators now is going to just expand. It's going to burst because everyone's discovering how much they can create and how much they can innovate and what creativity they have. And suddenly, like, we have a lot more creators now. People are excited about it.
It's amazing what time does.
It is. It almost feels like, and I mean, like, during this time, like I've always said, like, it sucks. I'm so over it. But at the same time, it was almost like the world just needed a bit of a reset. You need to see what's really important, and you need to simplify. And,
yeah, but I'm done now.
I know. Now I'm done.
I'm done now.
Now I'm done.
You're all ready to go out with the bow tie.
I am. I'm done. You'll all have to shave your heads.
You know that.
I have none of those issues people are complaining about, though. I have to go to the barbers. My hair color's out of stock. It's just, hey, everything's coming up.
I've learned to cut my own hair, so new skills.
So I will talk to you all very soon on this side.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.
You're all gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are.